A man in a dark suit, sunglasses, and a black tie steps onto a Northwest Orient Airlines flight in Portland, Oregon. He takes a seat in row 18C, orders a bourbon and soda, and calmly hands a note to the flight attendant. She doesn't even read it at first, assuming he's just flirting. Then he leans in and whispers, "Miss, you'd better read that note." What happened next became one of the greatest unsolved crimes in American history. A daring mid-air heist, a mystifying disappearance, and an FBI investigation that lasted decades. This is the story of D.B. Cooper, America's most legendary skyjacker. On November 24, 1971, the man who would become known as D.B. Cooper purchased his one-way ticket under the name Dan Cooper. But whether that was his real name, no one knows. At 2:50 p.m., Flight 305 took off, bound for Seattle. Minutes later, Cooper slipped flight attendant Florence Schaffner a note. She tucked it away without reading it, until Cooper leaned in and insisted, "Miss, you'd better read that note. I have a bomb." She opened it and saw a chilling message. Cooper had a bomb in his briefcase and demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. When she asked to see the bomb, Cooper cracked open his briefcase, just enough to reveal a tangle of red wires and dynamite. The pilots relayed Cooper's demands to air traffic control, and Northwest Orient's president quickly approved the ransom. Meanwhile, the passengers, completely unaware, continued their flight as if nothing was happening. At 5:24 p.m., the plane landed in Seattle. The FBI delivered the ransom money, $200,000 in $20 bills, and the parachutes. Cooper released the passengers, but he kept the flight crew on board. Then he gave his final instructions. Take off again. Fly south, toward Mexico. Keep it below 10,000 feet and fly slow. At 7:36 p.m., Flight 305 lifted off once again. Somewhere over the forests of Washington and Oregon, around 8:13 p.m., the plane's rear stairway suddenly dropped open. A warning light flickered in the cockpit. And just like that, D.B. Cooper was gone. He had jumped, disappearing into the freezing darkness below, $200,000 strapped to his body, with nothing but a parachute and a storm to greet him. When the plane landed safely in Reno, Nevada, law enforcement swarmed inside. But Cooper vanished. The only things he left behind were a black tie and a few cigarette butts. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in history. Agents combed through forests, rivers, and mountains. Yet, no body, no parachute, and no sign of Cooper ever turned up. Over the years, more than 800 suspects were investigated. Some believe Cooper died in the jump. Others swore he survived and disappeared. Then, in 1980, a boy playing near the Columbia River found $5,800 in decayed $20 bills. Bills that matched the ransom money, but how they got there, still a mystery. For 45 years, the case remained open. Then, in 2016, the FBI finally closed the investigation, admitting they may never know what really happened. But what do you think? Did he really get away with a perfect heist? Drop your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more American Outlaws. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned some.